What's up guys, Nelson Dellis here in another random memory tips video, and this one is gonna help you when you're traveling, how to remember that annoying flight confirmation code. That 6-digit alphanumeric mixture of numbers and letters, that code that holds all the information for your flight. Let's go. I was traveling all day yesterday. I was away for 2 weeks climbing. Check this out. And I came back and had a whole mess of delays and cancellations and had to figure out my flight. So I was calling customer service and I had to know my flight confirmation code. I got a new one. I had to remember that one, all this stuff. So I've thought about it many times when I show up at the airport and I have to type in my confirmation code or I need to call customer service. You got to know that 6-digit alphanumeric number. What makes it hard is that it's a combination of letters and numbers. So sometimes some airlines, it might just be straight numbers, which is easy, and you can refer to one of my other videos on the major system with numbers, no problem. There's two other cases. One, it's all letters. I think that's the easiest case because it's easier to create words and pictures. The other scenario is that it's a mixture of letters and numbers, and that's where it gets kind of ugly. But it's easy still. All right, so the way to do it, let's just take an example. So the one that I got over the phone, which I had to hold in my head, it's AXGWHC. Not too bad, right? It's all letters. So what am I doing in that process when I hear that? All I'm doing is taking those letters and trying to create words that come to mind and then link them into a little story. Now, the question is, how many letters am I putting together? Am I coming up with an image for each letter? No. So what I tried to do is pair the letters. It's always nice to have some type of structure to your system. If I said one letter is gonna be one word and the next two is gonna be another, that's a bit confusing. But if I can always be consistent, 2, 2, 2, that's cool. Now I'll be flexible on this later, but for now, that'll work. AX, that was easy. I thought of an axe. GW, I thought of George W., former president. And so I string those together. I imagine an axe being driven into G-Dub's forehead. And then finally I had HC. I picture him getting an axe to the head and he sips some high C juice so that he feels better. Which for some of you who don't know what high C is, it's a very popular kids juice drink. High C. High C. Now that's well and good, but we got to do one more step, and that's anchoring it. We're not going to use a memory palace because it's like a one-off thing. We want to be able to remember that this is the flight confirmation code for that particular vacation or flight. In this case, I was flying back home to Miami, so all I got to do is picture that little scene happening in Miami. I think of Miami, I think of Miami Beach. That's where I picture the axe going to George W.'s forehead and him drinking high C on the beach. Again, you don't have to stick to 2 letters per word. You could even do maybe 3 and 3. Recently, I had one that was SEMUTT, which to me, I just read it as C-mutt. So I imagine seeing a mutt. That one was just so easy. I didn't have to break it up into anything. So there's some exceptions. If you can make it easy, just go for it. Another one I had, which was DY4JBR, but had one number in there. I split it up. DY made me think of day, and 4, so I think of it's day 4. So JBR, I kind of grouped together and I pictured a Jabberwocky from Alice in Wonderland, which is a made-up beast. It's not the whole word, but jabber, JBR, reminded me of Jabber. Day 4, I'm traveling, I'm miserable, all this stress, and there's a Jabberwocky. Maybe I'm hallucinating crazy monsters on day 4. I was traveling to Italy, so maybe on day 4, I'm in the middle of Italy eating bolognese, pasta, whatever, and I'm just so tired from traveling on day 4 that I see a Jabberwocky eating spaghetti with me. Let's say you get half and half, right? Like maybe it's a number and a letter, a number and a letter, and a number and a letter. But let's take that worst case scenario. Let's say you have 5A, 6B, 7C. That's actually not that hard to remember because it's 5, 6, 7 and ABC. But let's say that it's that alternating number letter situation. What I would do is I would mix the major system for the number and turn that into a letter and then approach it the same as if I had just all letters. Now, I know you're gonna ask, how will I remember that they were numbers, not letters? Well, Just trust in your memory. Trust in your brain that you saw that it was a mixture of numbers and letters, and you have to make that extra step to translate. 5, remember in my system, is an L. L and A, I think of la, singing. 6, B, so 6 is gonna be an S, so SB, sob. I could think of the word sob, to sob. And then finally we have 7 and G, so that's K and then G. So I could think of a keg. I'm singing like an opera, la 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 la, and it's so moving that I sob, I'm crying, and all I need is just a keg of beer to drown away my sorrows. So la, sob, keg. I want to anchor that to what it represents. So maybe I'm traveling to China on my flight, so I'm gonna picture this scenario happening in China, okay? Maybe I'm at the Great Wall of China and this is where the opera is happening. I sob and I drink from a keg. All right, so there you have it. It's just a mixture of the major system and being creative with letters and then anchoring it to wherever you're traveling to. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I'm always trying to come up with new ideas for videos, so if you have any suggestions or ideas, please write them down in the comments and I will try to make that video for you in the future. I already have heard some of your requests and I'm working on them, trust me. Before I go, one thing I would ask you to do if you're interested in memory and helping out some memory research, Alzheimer's related, that's how I got into this memory world. My grandmother had Alzheimer's. Please take this test, extremememorychallenge.com. Takes 5 minutes and you're helping out with something that I find super important. Thank you, subscribe, like, share. I'll see you in the next video. I'm out.